Coach, big matchup coming up on Saturday. What's the scout on Kentucky?
Yeah, that they're very good. That they're probably deserving of a top 10 ranking and maybe as high as 2. So we know we have our work cut out for us. We think it's a good time to be playing them off the back of obviously what we've been able to achieve the last 2 games, and then knowing they had a pretty tough run against Dayton the other night in difficult conditions. We're hoping that we can bring a little bit more energy, and that the home crowd especially can really help us get over the line on Saturday night.
When you have a recent common opponent, is there anything you can extrapolate from a game like that?
A little bit. I think Dayton's quite a different beast to most of the teams you play, so there's not necessarily similarities that you can draw from maybe what Dayton do versus what we will do. But at the same time, you know, when you're playing against a good team like Dayton, you get to see some more of perhaps some of their defensive challenges against the quality of those players, and then what they were also able to do kind of through that adversity of being 2-0 down and come back in the game. They showed a lot of kind of that mentality of a championship team. So you know, we know that we're going to have to be really, really good and really, really smart on Saturday night to get the job done.
Dan, I think the last 6 ranked opponents that you've played have all been on the road. 8 if you go back to the NCAA tournament last year. What does being at home for this match do for your guys?
If it's a packed house, it'll do the world of good for us, right? So yeah, we do really encourage those to come out and to see what will be perceived as an upset. But we've shown over the last kind of year and a half that we're more than capable of doing that. So it is a different beast when you come here. Obviously the size of the field, excuse me. Again, teams having to adapt to that, and our familiarity with that part, and then that home field advantage, the crowd, the occasion itself, we're going to be bang up for it, I hope, and cause them a lot of trouble.
When you watch their number 9, what do you see?
A handful. Yeah, very capable, and quite a rare thing to find within the college level, that you have someone with that level of physicality that still has enough pace, enough technical quality and intelligence to go with it. So you know, they've got a great number 9 up there, who, you know, good luck saying his name all night.
Aitor Bjornsson.
But yeah, look, he's going to probably go on to do good things, and we were quite fortunate that honestly when we played them last year he was injured, so we didn't have to deal with him last year, but we obviously are going to have to do so this weekend.
Yeah, so you guys are playing really well defensively right now, though. 7 halves without a goal. What's changed in the back?
Not too much. I think it helps, honestly. It helps putting it in the net the other end. There's more assurances that we're doing a lot of the right things. It takes some of the pressure off them a little bit when you know that you're playing with a lead, and that you have the capacity to build on it as well. So it's a holistic effort. I wouldn't say necessarily that we're any better or stronger defensively as a result of changing the formation. I just think we're in a better place in terms of mentality throughout the group, as far as confidence with some of the changes we've made, and then obviously the confidence that the 2 wins can give you.
Yeah, tell me specifically about confidence from 2 players, Taro and Marcus.
Yeah, I mean, as I've said all year with Marcus specifically, really excited about the long-term project and what he's going to become. It's taken him some time to settle in every part of that, but that's absolutely to be expected. You know, as a true freshman and still a relatively young man as well, there's always some time to adapt, and he's looking like he's started to find his feet, and again, confidence is a huge piece of playing up front. So to see him get on the end of a few in the last couple of games is going to do them the world of good, and obviously we hope it's kind of kick-starting how he can finish the year. But he's going to get better and better. He's almost always the last one out here working on finishing and things of that nature, and he knows himself, and as do we, that there's work to do with him to continue to help him develop. And that's the part with Marcus. There's no quick fix. It's about the grind with him. It's about applying himself, putting in the hours, putting in the reps. So we know that's going to take some time. And then for Taro, honestly, there's still some cultural differences. There's still a little bit of a language barrier. There's a very different environment between junior college and coming and stepping up to this level. And funnily enough, when we were recruiting him, his coach said to me, trust me, come October, he'll come good for you. It might take him a little bit of time, but I guarantee by October he'll come good. So I'm still hoping he's going to be right, and it's just not been a couple of games, and again we're going to get more performances like we've had for the remainder of the season.
First part of the season and all of last year, you were really rotating your strikers in and out during the game. Marcus has really kind of changed that. He's eaten up most of those minutes the last 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the obvious scoring goals, what's he doing on the pitch that's earning him those
Well,
minutes?
I think it's his athleticism as well. I think he offers pace. He offers some physicality. He has these moments of real quality in terms of his hold-up play in and around the halfway line at times, where he helps us relieve pressure and alleviate tight issues. He does that better than anyone that can play that role for us right now. So we've liked that throughout the season. It's just been the missing piece has been when he gets on the end of a chance, and that seems to have obviously turned around a little bit in recent weeks. So if he's going to score on top of those other qualities he's going to bring, then he's going to continue to deserve to be out there.
Hey Dan, these guys, when you played Dayton, they were the top scoring team in the country, and these guys lead the Sun Belt in scoring. I guess what makes them so effective offensively beyond the guys who can just really score at an aggressive clip?
Yeah, I have a ton of respect for the way they're coached and the way that they've been drilled in terms of the fluency of their play. You're probably not going to see the moments that maybe Yataro might give us, for example. I don't think you're going to see this individual moment of sheer brilliance on the dribble. They are so selfless in the way that they play, so fluent in the way that they build their attack. A lot of dynamism, a lot of athleticism, a lot of pace, and they play together in those moments. I think they have a good understanding when they get to the final third of who's going to be where and what movements they should make. And even if you know what they're going to do, it's still pretty hard to stop it. So they're well drilled, well coached in that regard, and have a clear identity in the attacking third. And probably the example I gave our guys was the goal that we scored to start the second half against Lehigh. That's the type of football and the types of goals that I've seen Kentucky score throughout the season. So some similarities there, and maybe we're still playing a bit of catch up to kind of get to that level in front of goal.
Hey Coach, and going back to the formation change, just watching you guys over the last couple games, and as a fan, it's exciting to see how much variety there could be in the midfield and changing it up. How much more dangerous does it make this team, having all those interchanging parts and changing just so that you're not throwing out the same 11 guys in the same spots?
Yeah, I think there's always been some versatility to how we could play in the 3 as well, and I think this change is very specific to the profile of players that we have. So it allows us to do a couple of different things, and anytime you can kind of throw more than one look at your opponent, it's difficult to prep for that, especially in the thick and fast season that is men's soccer, right? They've just played Dayton, and now they have a short turnaround, they have travel, and they've got to prepare for us. And now with some greater versatility, I would say, to the way that we set up the positions that certain players take up, it's a little bit harder to have a clear plan of exactly how you're going to defend us, how you're going to stop us. Having said that, they have a lot of moving pieces as well, and we're going to have to be really well organised on the other side of the ball to match them.